You should hear me now. Okay, that should solve that issue. What's happening? Shout out to y'all niggas. My technical difficulties. That's why I hate doing straight YouTube. I ain't hook up this OBS shit yet. I ain't hook up this motherfucking other shit. No StreamYard, none of this stuff. That's what makes this stuff easy. This is raw dog YouTube, straight raw dog YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Straight raw dog YouTube. You feel me? You doing raw dog YouTube, shit goes down. Am I not being this shit acting up again? Test. If it goes out again, let me know. Cause I couldn't hear it for a second. Anyway, what's up? I don't know if y'all been up on this shit. We about to talk about it. So the title of this shit is the WNBA, which we gonna go there first. I don't know if y'all been following this, but my people been sending me all type of shit on this. Right? All type of shit on this. I'm gonna see if I can open up these messages on this shit here. Since this is all connected to the Mac and shit. Let me see if I can open this shit up on here. For all you Android niggas, this is the benefit of having Mac shit. That you get to open shit up on your computer that came through your phone. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Unless y'all got Android computers. Feel me? Android computers. I'm sure you don't. I'm looking for this thing that my man pulled up. So, just in case you haven't heard, and I can't really say unless you've been under a rock, because I don't know how much people know about this. So you got ball players, male ball players, men ball players, going for the WNBA draft. A10, what's good, bro? So ball players are going for the WNBA draft, right? Male ball players. Okay? Trying to look for one of these things. If I don't find it where my man sent it to, I'm just going to pull up this shit on Google. This should be the funniest shit ever. Let me tell you. Under the premise that nobody knows what a woman is, y'all should love this. I love it. I love it. Let it happen. Just check this out. The premise is you show up and you say, hey, look, I identify as a woman. You put your wig on, just imagine, God doesn't get drafted for the NBA. But he wants to keep playing ball. For those old enough to remember, I'm a soul man. I love it. I love it, man. Hold on. Let's pull this shit up. Before I get too relaxed in this motherfucker, hold on. Let me pull this shit up. Okay? We're going to talk about Black Panther a little bit, too. And that shit funny also. Okay? Let me see what Google got for me. All right. Let's do this. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me bring this up on screen here. Just in case you didn't know, it's going down. These niggas is serious. Okay? So, a brief search, men on WNBA draft. All right. Former NBA players in his counter freedom. I might be saying that shit all fucked up. And Royce White declared themselves eligible for the 2027 WNBA draft, staging a protest. That's right, my niggas. That's right. Staging a protest to challenge and test the league's inclusion and self-identification guidelines regarding transgender athletes. Okay. Let's scroll up a little bit. Let's read this. This is the AI overview. Former 11-year NBA veteran in this cancer freedom announced that he was entering the 2027 WNBA draft, stating the move intended to highlight inconsistencies in sports governance frameworks. Former NBA first round pick Royce White followed with a similar announcement stating he would enter the draft as part of the ongoing public debate. The declarations follow remarks by players like the Indiana Fever Sophie Cunningham concerning biological fairness in women's sports. Let me tell you something, y'all. If this shit happens, this shit gonna be crazy. Shaka, what's up? My man Zion said, I think I saw you at the Tether Festival this weekend. I didn't know there was a Tether Festival. But you did. Ha ha ha! Shit. Oh shit. There was a Tether Festival this weekend? Oh my gosh, I missed it. You was there? Who else was there? I bought my silly shit today. Okay. He said BBW Jamaicans. Oh, they had the Jamaican Day shit. I thought they was black. Shout out to my Jamaicans. I fuck with Jamaicans, but I thought y'all niggas was black. Y'all need your own parade for. Got the black parade. Nightfall drop was good. Metaphors was good. Said BBW Jamaican women on the Empire. They did it on the Empire? Hold on. They did it on Empire? That's funny. Lucy, what's up? I mean, hey, look, I'm on the West Coast. If y'all doing any, Caribbean shit in New York, I'm far away from it. Okay? Dr. Thunder was good, man. If y'all on the East Coast doing Jamaican anything, I ain't there. Okay? We got one Jamaican spot in Vegas that I rock with. I go up in the Jamaican spot, and if the bitch behind the counter don't say hello, good night, I walk the fuck out. You say good morning, how you doing, what's up? I'm out of there. I'm walking out. If that bitch don't say hello, good night, I'm on my silly shit today. I'm talking shit today. I ain't high, I ain't drunk, I ain't nothing. I'm just in the mood to talk shit. So get ready. If that bitch don't say hello, good night, the food disgusting. Get the fuck out of there. Get out of there. It ain't Jamaican. For all you Southern, Midwestern motherfuckers, I am your Jamaican ambassador, motherfucker. Believe me. Believe me. You go in a Jamaican restaurant, there's a surfer dude in there, get the fuck out of there. Hey, dude, would you like the jerk chicken? Get the fuck out of there. I'm from where niggas wear red, gold, and green in Brooklyn, nigga. I'm from where niggas wear knitted dread caps, nigga. Them shits be crocheted. Crochet dread hats. Shaka know what I'm talking about. Okay? I'm from Flatbush. We got Jamaican restaurants like Crenshaw got liquor stores. And if a LA nigga get on here and tell me ain't a lot of liquor stores on Crenshaw, nigga, I done seen them. I seen them, nigga. I seen them. We got Jamaican restaurants like liquor stores on Crenshaw in Flatbush. I was not at the Tether Festival. I could have went though. Shabba. Shout out to my Jamaicans. Knife and fork a fight for dumpling. Yo, so look, WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert issued a memo to league. Oh man, you calling me while I'm live? Issued a memo to league teams and players association addressing the public attention. Addressing the public attention. League officials, team presidents, general managers organized a task force to review and clarify gender eligibility policy language. Hey, if you turn them down, you're phobic. It's phobia. I identify. You can't turn me down. Or it's a lawsuit. Gotta let them in. How you gonna tell me how I identify? This is my feelings. Is fluidity, right? Fluidity. So let's watch this. We're gonna watch this video. Watch this video for an analysis of how former NBA players are using the WNBA draft. Let's see it. Let's go. Hold on. Let me get the sound on. Let's do a full screen here. Okay. Let's do a full screen. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Hold on. I don't think I got the sound where I need it to be here. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Am I still broadcasting here? Let me know if anything is wrong. Let me know if anything is technically wrong here. Get my sound going through these headphones so I can hear it coming through my headphones and not my television. Okay, let's go. Are you guys hearing this? I don't know if you guys are hearing this. Let me know if this is coming through correct. You guys should be seeing a full screen of this video. If you're not seeing a full screen, yep, you ain't hearing it. This is what I mean, Raw Dog YouTube. Raw Dog YouTube is trash. Some bullshit. Shout out to Dr. Thunder. He does not use Raw Dog YouTube. Oh, let me turn this up. That'll help. Do y'all hear that? You hear that? Do you hear that? It should be full screen though. Doesn't appear to be full screen. Hold on, I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. And now I'm gonna go back into it. Okay, now I see what was going on. It opened up a new window. There was a new window. I thought it was the same window. So, all right.
You were saying.
Shout out to Dr. Thunder. See, Dr. Thunder be having his show together. You should check it out. That motherfucker be prepared. All right, let's play this video. Let's play this video.
I'm a woman now and I want to play. They're just pointing out the ludicrousness of this whole ideology, and I applaud them for it because it should be laughed at. Men can't be women. That's it. The WNBA, it has a W in it. Like, let's just get back to reality. The WNBA is living in 2020. They think they still have support for this ludicrous position. They're being made fools of right now by the two men, former pro basketball players in the NBA, who are saying, I'm a woman now and I want to play. They're just pointing out the ludicrousness of this whole ideology, and I applaud them for it because
all right, I think we've played this whole thing at least once, but check it out. Check it out. Gonna make a prediction, right? Gonna make a prediction. And I'm gonna pull up some more stuff for this. But I want to make a prediction. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. We about to live in a Wayans Brothers film right now. This shit is gonna be crazy. There's going to be some Wayans Brothers shit about to take place here. Okay? About to take place. If these dudes are eligible for the draft and these dudes get picked to play, okay? We about to see some Wayans Brothers shit go down out this motherfucker. Wayans Brothers level shit. She got game. Check this out. If these motherfuckers play, let me tell you what's going to happen. Ticket sales will skyrocket. Ticket sales will skyrocket. Nigga, I'm going to watch the game. I'm going to watch the game. If they let these niggas in there, I'm watching WNBA. I'm watching the game. Oh, that shit'll be crazy. They gonna bust these bitches' asses. Oh my God. All that shit they be talking. Oh, ooh, Angel Reese. Ooh, Angel Reese. I want to see these chicks get their shit fucking filleted on the court. Filleted. Bust these hoes' asses on the court. I want to see it. I want to see it. Okay. You wanted your league, you got your league. You got your league, The funny thing is, all of this stuff is at a disadvantage to women, but women are the ones pushing it the hardest. It ain't really men. Men are not pushing this. Men are not pushing this. They're not pushing this ideology. If these guys get in if they get in the league and they play, these girls do not score. They don't score. You ain't even got to foul them. They don't score the whole game. The whole fucking game, they don't score. These girls couldn't play high school boys. They couldn't play high schoolers. You gonna bring grown NBA veterans on a WNBA court? These women are extremely talented. Yeah, till some niggas show up. I had an argument with a dude argue with me about Serena Williams. She's the best tennis player ever. I said, female. No, best ever. Female. No, ever played tennis. Serena will tell you she's the best female. Serena will say it. This nigga's arguing with me like this chick is better than like, what is this, Agassi or somebody? Like she's better than all these dudes. I forgot old boy name. He was like, she can't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Let me read some of these comments. So, oh man, this shit's funny. This shit funny as hell. I want to see it. So let's see who I ain't shout out yet. Shaga's in the building. Metaphor's in the building. Lucy's in the building. My man Ferg is in the building. He said they can have a parade. I want jerk chicken. You want jerk chicken. You want your chicken jerk. That's what you want, motherfucker. Anyway, so it was a few cold ones, but them big joints was deep. Oh, at the Jamaican parade. Mumpy! Because you're big and never mumpy. The mumpy. For those guys from the Midwest, a mumpy is a big girl in Jamaican. Okay, that's what it means. Mumpy. Mumpy! This means big girl. Shout out to my West Indians. Y'all know this to be true. Okay? That's what it means. Okay? Let's see who up in here. Indigo was good, man. Let's see what Leon talk about, man. Marcus, wasn't this my argument since I've been in the space that the female space have to be solved by women? What space? I don't know what space you're talking about. Outer space? Pigs in space? Only simps interfere in the destruction that women create for themselves. He also says, I want all spaces that women find themselves invaded. Yes. Invaded like the American border. Yes, invade that shit like Iraq. Like Afghanistan, bitch. You talk about you? You talk about you? I got a video that's very old called Space Invaders. Go check it out. Very old video called Space Invaders. I addressed this a long time ago. Now it's time to invade some space. So if they align themselves with that shit, let women sign. Hey, you know what? We should have boys join the Girl Scouts. Sell a Girl Scout cookie. Since they done fuck the Boy Scouts up. You got Girl Scouts. You have no more Boy Scouts. Now it's the Boys and Girl Scouts. I shit you not. You can look this up. There is no more Boy Scouts. The girls went to the Boy Scouts. Well, what about the girls? Bitch, you got Girl Scouts. Why we can't be over here doing us? We want to know. We want to see. Bitch, go sell some cookies. Y'all got cookies. Hey, niggas, have you ever had a Boy Scout cookie? I ain't never seen a Boy Scout cookie. You ain't never seen a Boy Scout cookie. Ain't such a motherfucking thing as Boy Scout cookies. They don't make those. Right. The YMCA, the Young Men's Clubs of America. Now it's the Y, because everybody in that motherfucker. Nigga can't have shit. Nigga can't have shit to himself. He can't have shit. Shit. Soon you're going to have the girls' bathroom and the boys and girls' bathroom. Which you kind of got now, if you think about it. You kind of got that shit already. So, Leon says, women are not at a disadvantage. A man can help their team win, giving women with men the advantage. Win-win for women with common sense. Depends on the team. I think the niggas should start their own team. I think they should start their own team. They should call that shit the Transylvania Transformers. Let me see that shit. Text my man. Yo, man, I'm on live, man. I typed in I'm on live. The phone turned that shit to I'm in love. Nigga, you in love? Aha, I caught you, nigga. Aha, we knew it. That nigga Mark said he in love. Gonna be like 8 videos. You're gonna play the love and the restless. What the fuck happened? The truth is I know it. You play the young and the restless. We caught you with a bitch, Marcus. Let's see what's this shit here. I think Serena got beat by a dude ranked 143rd in the men's category. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. What up, Adrian? Calling me during my live streams, nigga. Told your ass I was going live. Then you called my motherfucking phone. Why would you do that? Right then. Right then. Wait till I get stream, y'all. Then, you know, I have to come on up. Said, caught Marcus with a family building warrior. That bitch said on my lap wasn't building no families. Oh, man. Speaking of, it's funny I mentioned that award show this week again. Award shows this week again in Cali. I will be there. I will be there. You know, I go there, bump into some hoes and niggas, you know, strange niggas on the internet. He's with hoes. Marcus, you're not supposed to be with hoes in public. They can see you. Yeah, if they get these dudes on the team, the people gonna watch some games, bro. Hey, Shag, I'm using YouTube. YouTube Studio. That's what this bullshit is. Anyway, the shit's gonna go through the roof. Let me see if I can find something else on this. I want to hear a statement from them if they did indeed make a statement. If indeed they make a statement. Who's watching the games if these guys play? Niggas love them hoes. Who's watching the games if these guys play? I just hope that the bitches that was talking the most shit don't get these niggas on a team. I want these dudes on a losing team. I want them on a losing team. Whoever's losing right now in the WNBA, which in my opinion is all these bitches, but hey, I want the worst team in the WNBA to get these dudes. They'll draft them. They'll draft them. They'll draft them. If I own the WNBA team, I'm drafting these dudes. They don't know where the woman is. The shit is called the WNBA. The what? I don't know. What is that? The what NBA? Look at this. Hold on. Let's go. I want to go through this video. This would be funny. Hold on. Let's do it. Fuck it. Let's do it. What does Ja Rule think at a time like this? Hold on. Let's pull this up here. All right. Let's go. Let's what is this? Newsmax. I never heard of this. I've never seen this guy before. This is random. Let's see what they chat about. Oh, I ain't getting no sound. I gotta turn on the sound. This shit's supposed to have the sound on already when I come in this market. What the fuck going on, man? By the way, yo, how many people in here watch Raising Canaan? While I pull this up. How many people in the audience watch Raising Canaan? How many of y'all watch that show? With a show of ones, how many people watch Raising Canaan? Nobody? Nobody watches Raising Canaan? Y'all niggas ain't cool, man. Y'all watch Raising Canaan? No, Marcus. It's about Pookies. Selling drugs. Oh, you ain't seen the latest? Oh, man, I don't want to ruin it for nobody. I don't want to ruin it for them. The series is over. It's over. Let's get back into this WNBA. It's over, though. You ain't seen the latest. It's over. If ain't nobody ruining the shit for you already.
That is French transgender player Juliette Tetart, who says, if the WNBA contact me, I won't say no.
Trans rights right now is our new battle. That's what I think I was saying, that like the battles have changed. You know, like our intentions been the same, but now the environment has changed.
That I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA.
Two former NBA players just announced that they are declaring for the WNBA draft year. Okay. Now, obviously, they're trying to make a point, but this definitely puts the league in an impossible position here.
My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for.
Let's go, baby. Let's fucking go, man. I am here to say, I do not watch basketball. But if these motherfuckers get drafted, I will be watching women's basketball. This shit is going to be fucking comedy, bro. This shit is going to be comedy. Hall of Fame, you might have a point about Raising Canaan. This is going to be comedy. He says, I am meeting all the criteria for playing in WNBA.
My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp.
Ah, bitch. Ah, you thought you had it. You thought you had it, bitch. Fuck out of here. That shit will be funny as a motherfucker. Oh, man. And one is in the building. What's going on, bro? My man said they definitely won't be allowed into the WNBA and they'll wave away the hypocrisy. Nah, man. Fuck that. That's a lawsuit. You meet the criteria. It's a lawsuit. You telling me all the teams? How many WNBA teams is it? How many teams? We need just one trailblazer, one owner to be like, yo, fuck it. The league ain't gonna see it's really about the teams. It's really about the teams. The commissioner can't block it. What is the parameters? What is the criteria to turn them down? What's going on, Dre? You can't say gender. What? I'm not the right what? Yeah, you're not a woman. I'm not. They stuck between a rock and a hard place. We know what a man is, so you can't play that shit with the NBA. Plus, you don't want to be there, bitch. You'll lose. That ain't going to work out. That ain't going to prove no points for you. But gender is fluid. It's fluid, man. It's like man and 80 flavors of bitch. Yo, got diet bitch, bitch light, different vanilla bitch, chocolate bitch. You got all the different flavors of bitch, man. And you know, bitches is a rainbow and shit. Bitches is Skittles and shit. Yo, yeah, you look around and fucking Jeanette, what is it? Janae Monet. I forgot her fucking name, yo. She bad though. I'd hit. She bad. Janelle Monet. Every day this bitch wake up a new gender. Every day she wake up a new fucking gender. Is it me? Or do she wake up a new like orientation, gender, whatever the fuck? She go to sleep, wake up, and she be some different shit. Like today, I'm a hippopotamus sexual. I'm a zebra sexual. The fuck, yo? They could do that. Nigga gotta wake up every day. I like pussy. Every day, pussy. We just wake up different flavors of predator. You like old bitches. You're a predator. You like young bitches. You're a predator. You like slim bitches because you want to be able to dominate a slim bitch because you can't dominate a big girl. You like a laid back bitch because you can't stand grown woman pressure. What the fuck is grown woman pressure? Somebody tell me what the fuck is grown woman pressure? Other than pressure your ass to fuck with her? That's the fucking pressure. You gonna pick me, and you gonna pick me, and you a predator if you don't pick me. That's the pressure. Fuck with me, or, you know, or else. That's the pressure. Grown woman pressure is fuck with me, pick me, motherfucker. And the bitch would be like, the other hoes is pick me's. But if you don't pick a bitch, you're a terrible person. You're a terrible man. You're not a real man. You're sassy. That's the pressure. That's grown woman pressure. Fuck with me or else. Yes, Janelle Monáe's titties are amazing. And if you haven't seen them, scan the internet. She's shaking them shit. She's shaking them. Shaking them shits. I got that video somewhere here. Can't show it to you. It's illegal. But the titties are amazing. And with all the things that I might say about Janelle Monáe, Let's say some real disgusting shit. Suck a gallon out them bitches. My man said, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. Yes. Yes. It's my song. I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. Anyway. Every day they wake up a new sexuality. There's no criteria they can reject these guys on without making themselves look crazy either way. They got to let it go down. Let it go down. If I'm a WNBA team owner, I put these guys on the team. You said, yeah, the tits out. Yes, that's right. She went topless on video. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. Bitch is annoying, but the titties are nice. This is why we put up with bitches. They got nice titties. God damn, you're annoying. Show me your titties. All right. Everything's cool. Nigga get mad at you, show him your titties, ladies. Lucy, show him your titties. Get him cool. You relax. But yeah, that shit got to go down. They got to let that rock. They got to get that rock. Yo, we about to move on to the next subject. We've been here 45 minutes. We're going to move on. How many of y'all motherfuckers watch Tubi? He said, Brick City Riri. Brick City. Hey, Riri. What's going on? Show us your titties. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yo. I'm just saying. How many of y'all watch Tubi, man? It's your ones. How many of y'all watch Tubi? How many fuck with Tubi? If you don't fuck with Tubi, put a 0. I want to see something. I want to see something. I want to see how many of y'all niggas fuck with these Tubi movies. I ain't going to spend too much on this topic because I want to go straight to the ADOS shit. Riri said, I do not fuck with Tubi. Shaga said, I don't have TV. This motherfucker stares at the wall. Nah, fuck with you. You on here. You're looking at me. So, hey, what's good? Said, nope, Rihanna titties has nothing on Janelle Monáe's titties. No, they don't. And I like Rihanna. No, Riri, Brick City Riri is in the chat if you thought I was talking about Rihanna. If you thought I was talking about Rihanna. But if someone else was talking about Rihanna, Rihanna's titties are nice, but they don't got that Janelle Monáe jiggle. Janelle shits is like this. They did, you know, they got the wave to them. You know what I'm saying? Them shits said, hello. Hello. You can surf on them shits. I'd play with them. For all my Tubi niggas. For my dudes that watch Tubi. Because I clown Tubi niggas. I know niggas that make films. Because I make films. I fuck with the film shit. And I know a few guys who they take pride in the fact that their shit is on Tubi. So, hold on. To answer your question, Hall of Fame. So, Boosie, I think, put a film on Tubi, right? I think Boosie put a film on Tubi, right? And then let me show you something here since we're on the subject, right? So let me show you this here. So can you make money or respectable money on Tubi? Let's answer that question right now. Okay. Depends on what you think respectable is. Okay. So Boosie Badass, the rapper, he said, look at this. Boosie blasts Tubi for paying $120,000 for 26 million streams. 26 million streams. Okay. Boosie Network will have 2 subscription tiers. Oh, he gonna have a network. Okay. So look, let's read this. This is Boosie. You know what Boosie look like. Boosie is done waiting on streaming giants to cut him a fair check. The Baton Rouge rap veteran went off on Tubi this week after revealing the platform just paid him just $120K from what he claims are nearly 26 million streams of his film, My Struggle. You can make more money on this motherfucker with 26 million views. I'm thinking, depending on what your CPM is, 26 million streams, $120,000. I ain't no mathematician, but let's see what that equals up to. That's my Velvet Jones right there. So 26 million, 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, right? No, I'm doing the math wrong. That's 120,000. No, 26 million divided by 120. Okay. 26, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, my math is terrible. Divided by 120,000. Unless somebody did the numbers already, equals 216. That's what it say. 216. I don't know if that means he got paid 216 per stream. So 216 times. Hey, what's going on, Doc? Dr. Ron is in the building. BMI 3000 is in the building. Boosie got paid $120K for 26 streams. Now, let me tell you this, right? If Boosie got 26 million streams, so we did almost 26 million streams of one film, really, and got 120,000. Boosie said during the interview, around the hour and 4-minute mark. So I checked them out. You mean to tell me if I try this myself, I make triple what they make? We've been fooled. I've been telling these motherfuckers this for a long time. It's half a penny per stream. You did the math. Let me know what the math is. I tell you, I'm terrible. I ain't ashamed of saying it. I'm a reader, not a counter. My reading game is on point. You can't fuck with me to read it. Reading, spelling, all that shit. Okay, top of my class in New York. No joke, no bullshit. Anyway, 26 million streams, 120K. If you know anybody that's doing films on Tubi and they tell you that they making money like that, what's up? What's going on, Tyrone? If they tell you they getting it, they're lying to you. Lying to you. Talking about, oh, the Tubi is giving us a platform. 0.0046. I did the wrong math. 0.0046. 26 million streams. Hey, Adrian, do me a favor, right? Real quick. Give me the math on 10,000 streams. You know what? 0.0046 times 10,000. Let's see that. 0.0046 times $46. If you get 10,000 streams. Let's say 100,000 streams. That's 460, I'm sure. I don't even have to do the math. Right, just delete the zeros. Yeah, move to 4. Yeah, I ain't even do it. I ain't that bad at math. These niggas is lying. They lying. I know dudes that they do films for Tubi and they be talking like they balling off these films. That's what they talking like. Like you over here killing. Hey, man, I got films on Tubi. You a capping ass capper. You Captain Crunch. You Kappa Phi Kappa. Ain't no motherfucking way these non-Boosie affiliated, low budget, poorly shot, poorly edited, boom mic all in the shot bullshit is doing better than this. No way. 26 million streams. They gave him 120. How much did they make? Tubi is Fox. It's Fox. That's who owns it. Wasn't always Fox, but that's who bought it. That's who bought it. For all my Gen Xers, do you think I would have a nigger run our family corporation? Yeah, I know where that's from. You think they're going to let niggas eat on a Fox network? You think Mortimer Duke is having that? My nigga. There we go. There we go. You think Mortimer Duke is having this? It's a Fox network. And niggas is like, they're giving black films a chance. Give 46 cents. $0.46 a stream. Whoa. Oh, no. Pardon me. 0.0046. It ain't 46 cents. If 46, it'd be some money. It'd be damn near half of 26 million. My math is not that terrible. Because the motherfuckers said, .46. Nigga, you owe us some bread. It's a little short. 0.00, 2 zeros in front and behind the fucking decimal point. Well, goddamn. You could get less than a penny? They don't make pennies no more. The penny is worth more than the 1 cent. Terrible. JB Designs is good, bro. He said AI is doing more for black films than Boosie or Tubi ever, but they don't want to admit that. Let me tell you, man. Because I fucks with it. We fucks with it. Oh, they can't stand that shit. They don't like that shit. That AI shit. AI film shit. A couple of us fucking with it. They don't like that shit. I like to use it for special effects shit. You can light a nigga on fire. So Hall of Fame says 1 million views pays $4,600. These niggas are not getting 1 million views. Not these roundaway niggas. Fuck out of here. I'm not a believer. Tubi movie moguls. And for the guys, y'all watch that shit, I don't know how y'all do it, man. I don't know how y'all do it. Anyway, we're going to move on to this ADOS thing. Okay? Now, there's so much to talk about with that. Some of y'all going to get mad at some of the shit I'm going to say. Because I don't know y'all positions on this. So I'm going to go out on a limb. Okay? ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery, and FBA, Foundation of Black Americans. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. You know what? I was going to say by show of ones, put who's FBA, who ain't. I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to let y'all rock. Right? This is the thing, though. This is the thing. The conversation where we're at now is this, because Black people in America, Black Americans, Black people with lineage into the South, went to the trade or whatever the case may be. Over the decades, over the years that we've been here, over the hundreds of years, it was always this understanding that there was some ships. They picked up some people from Africa and brought them to various places. Not only America, but the islands and all this other shit. Okay? For a long time, we've celebrated our connection to Egypt and, you know, Hotep, my nigga Hotep and all that shit. You've all heard the term, I got Indian in my family. Okay. All right. I don't know what side of the line most of y'all sit on, but I know I'm going to see some comments after I say this shit or talk about this shit or whatever. So here we are, post-pandemic. Post-pandemic. The conversation is whether Black people in Africa, pardon me, whether Black people in America are from Africa at all. This is the conversation that's being had right now. Whether Black Americans are from Africa at all. The other thing that's being discussed is the definition of indigenous and the definition of, I guess, what, native. I mean, well, native is pretty hardcore. So where we started with this was to say Black Americans are unique. We are our own ethnicity. We have our own culture. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. It's also understood that at one point we did embrace Africa, regardless of what these Africans will tell you. Black Americans embrace Africa like a motherfucker. Bunch of kids born with African names, wore the fucking outfits and all this shit. At one point, hip hop was pro, with, you know, it was Afrocentric, all this other stuff. All this other stuff, right? We done went through the part where, you know, Africa shitting on us and yeah, you are not us. You are Akata. Akatha. Right? Went through all that. And still, through and through, motherfuckers just push, you know. Fuck that. We need to stick together. We need to stick together. No, Haktur, you are not one of us. Your blood is diluted with the white man. Right? All this shit. Right? They want to talk about the kids with the African booty scratcher and shit. Kids make fun of everybody. Niggas that make fun of you for having shit. They make fun of the broke motherfuckers. They make fun of the motherfuckers that had shit. They make fun of the daddy list niggas. They make fun of niggas' daddies. Everybody get made fun of. Whatever you was, niggas making fun of this shit. That's what kids do. That's what kids do. And here we are. Fast forward past all the pro-African, you know, bring us our girls, fight apartheid, we are the world. Past all that. You know, Spike Lee, you know, I'm not Africa. You don't know shit about Africa. So now, I don't know where this came from. I don't know what this is about. But somebody came up with the idea that nobody came from Africa. Nobody. None of the black Americans. We are totally separate. We were never there. Now, there's different levels of this argument being made. I've spoken to people that have different levels of it. They'll say, yeah, we're African, but we got here early, before Columbus. We beat the colonizers to North America. And, you know, the white man showed up, enslaved us alongside the Indians. And that's what it was. Right? Okay. Leon, I got you. And Jay Shabazz, slow down. Hey, I'm coming. I'm coming. Trust me. I'm coming. I just want to frost the cake. I want to frost it. So now they're saying that we were never from there. Okay. Never. Slave ships is fake. Middle Passage is fake. Or it's either fake or not as many black people, black Americans, came here from Africa, the slave ships, whatever. There's only a certain amount of people that came here from Africa, and the rest were here already. There's different forms of this argument being made. I want to address all of them, but at first I'm going to address the most extreme one. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you my stance. This is my stance. This is where I sit with it. The votes ain't fake. The Middle Passage happened. Slavery happened. They brought Africans from Africa to various stops around the globe, and they sold them. The white man did not create this hundreds of years scheme to lie the black man out of ownership of North America. That's just stupid. It's stupid. It doesn't make sense. I'll get into why later. They're trying to fool us. We were here already. They lied and said they grabbed us from Africa. So hundreds of years ago, somebody created these fake diagrams of ships. And they made these fake slavery routes. Said 300-400 years later, they could tell modern black people that they weren't here. That was the plan. If that's your argument, if it is, you're a different level of goofy. You're a level immeasurable by human instruments. Okay? Okay? So let's run through a few things. Let's talk about the word indigenous, because I think that people like to reinvent definitions for shit. I mean, we could talk about monogamy. That shit gets twisted, but let's talk about indigenous. So indigenous, as far as I can understand it, means native, deriving from, origin. That's what I would say is synonymous with indigenous. And in a minute, I'll pull up the definition. But obviously, the definition has been updated somewhat. Okay. So I'm going to pull up the definition of indigenous, Merriam-Webster. I'm not pulling up no new shit or no AI shit. Okay. So let's pull up the indigenous definition. Let's do it. So let's define indigenous. So indigenous, producing, living, or occurring natively or naturally in a particular region or environment. Indigenous plants. The forested 1 acre has a pool surrounded by indigenous grasses, lawns, and specimen trees. Usually indigenous, there's a B, and this is applying, I guess, to people. They're applying. So it says, of, relating to, or descended from the earliest known inhabitants or a place, especially of a place that was colonized. Okay, the Day of the Dead has roots in the indigenous Aztec culture. Okay, in all pockets of the world, indigenous communities are teaching scientists to care for the ocean using knowledge passed down over generations. Okay. Indigenous. Okay. Something that's very important. I want to zoom this in. Okay. I want to focus on this part. Earliest known inhabitants of a place. The earliest known inhabitants of a place. Okay. We want to do a different definition for people because one of my arguments is, okay, we talk about Australia. Australia has animals there that are not existing anywhere else on Earth. You have kangaroos, you have wallabies, you have koala bears. There are no kangaroos and koala bears and wallabies anywhere else on the planet. We know that they are indigenous to Australia. How do we know that? Because there's no such thing as an African or an Indian koala bear. Why, Marcus? Okay, Goofy, let me explain it to you. Okay, let me explain it to you. Since koala bears and, kangaroos can't build a boat to leave Australia, they can't swim that motherfucker. They can't migrate. Therefore, the species is indigenous and existing only there. Okay. All right. Tyrone, you wouldn't believe how many guys are saying this. Lately, I've been coming up on a lot of people. Because Tyrone says, I think that's a minority of black folks, FBA saying that we aren't of African descent. I wouldn't die on that hill. I can't speak to say it's most. I don't know the number. It's too fucking many. It's too many. Maggie is in the building. How you doing, Maggie? So Maggie says, I think the textbooks published by, what is it, Ghislaine Maxwell's dad can be trusted. I also propose we should give it as much credence to the documentation showing black Indians from 1492 as we do slave ships. So this is what I'll say, because I don't think I've given my stance on it yet. Okay. I am open to the argument or the idea that black people were here before the colonizers. I do not agree with the idea that they were the first known inhabitants of North America. No. Given the geographical locations of the continents, I would say the first known inhabitants, and these are things that you can see with your eyes. The first known inhabitants, I would say, crossed over from Asia into Alaska and migrated down. And this process probably took thousands of years. Thousands of years. Okay? That's if I'm looking at it from a primitive hunter-gatherer, nomad perspective, that's the argument that I would make. Before humans are sailing the 7 seas, they are migrating on land, on foot. Nomadic, looking for food, moving around, this sort of thing. And human beings, whether it be Homo sapien or Homo erectus or whatever the case may be, eventually found their way to North America through the strait. Okay? I'm on the West Coast. When I look at people from Alaska, the natives up there, the natives that are here in Nevada, they don't look that different from Mexicans, Asians. How many of y'all have seen like native people and they have Asian characteristics? They don't look like a Japanese person, but they have Asian characteristics. I'm not bugging. It's something I can see. How many times have you seen a Hispanic person, right? Hispanic person, whether it be, from Mexico or whatever. By the way, Mexico is North America. Not Central America, none of it. It's North America, Mexico. When you look at these people, and I'm talking about the ones that have strong ethnic features, they almost look Asian. You look at Filipinos. You look at, like my man said, people from Guam. You look at, Pacific Islanders. They carry the same features. Geographically, it makes sense that these are the first people to migrate here. Later on, when motherfuckers start sailing the seas, in that period that you got Asians migrating over here on some real hunter-gatherer, nomad, human shit, none of these people looks like a sub-Saharan African. None of them. I would also bet that most of these people claim it because look, all you need is one person to say, hey, look, we found proof that there was some black people here, and now everybody is an indigenous nigga. Everybody. Oh, we all indigenous. All you need is a few. It could have been 5 black motherfuckers here before Columbus, and then everybody, oh, we all tied to him. So let me read some comments, because some of them have a little validity. Let me scroll up. So Leon says, Marcus, just say it, bro. Niggas want to be everything until the conversation of reparations are brought into the conversation. Right? Absolutely. So Hall of Fame says, I think most of us certainly have African heritage, but I think most of us have arrived in the West before Columbus. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm not talking about the first part. I'm talking about the second part. Jay Shabazz says, have you ever heard someone say, I'm African, Jamaican, white immigrants understand assimilation. I once saw a Russian guy driving a pickup truck wearing Wrangler jeans. Let me make one thing clear. I am of the belief that Black Americans are their own ethnicity. They're their own group. I don't think it's wrong with calling yourself Black American and saying, I'm not African. Actually, hold on. I'm going to bring some up in the meantime. I don't have a problem with that. It makes sense to me. You know why it makes sense? Because Jamaicans say they're Jamaican. And Trinidad say they're Trinidadian. And the Guyanese say they're Guyanese. And everywhere you have a Black person that is the majority of an island, the Haitians say they're Haitian. They don't say, I'm Haitian African, I'm African Haitian. They don't say, I'm African this, I'm African. They don't do none of that shit. Cubans say they're Cubans. Everybody says or claims their nationality with no problem. There's no Pan-Africans in none of these places. There's no Pan-African Haitians. But Marcus, I know a guy who's the brother of a sister's little cousin who wears a dashiki. He's from Haiti. I don't give a fuck. There's no movement of people from the Caribbean claiming Africa. It should not be so terrible that Black Americans say they're American. Shouldn't be so terrible. Okay. Let me see this here. I got your link, Maggie. I'll get into it in a second. Let me put that over here. Tuck that over there. Okay. I don't have a problem with that. You know, my thing is, okay, you know, Africans with Asian features, okay. Would you not say they mix with Asians? I don't know. Look. Under the premise that a lot of people are talking under, the argument would be everybody African. I mean, everybody African. Hall of Fame, you're going too fast. Exactly. Just good. See, exactly. If you look geographically and you see the distance of Africa to here, you know what I'm saying? Of Africa to here. This is what I'm talking about. So Maggie says there are lots of documents that state Black Indians were here before or at the time of Columbus. That may be true. I'm not even challenging that. I'm not. I'm open to see documentation, but I'm not. I'm not even challenging that. What I'm challenging is there were no slave ships, and everybody here that's Black was here already. So the English settlers came here, saw Black people, said, oh, let's make them into slaves, and made them into slaves, and then that's it. That means all your reparations claims are dead. At least towards Africa and, you know, your attorney that's going to sue Africa. There that goes with your we was here already theory. How far are we willing to take this argument? I'm not saying wasn't no black people here. And also, there's this idea that dark skin is only exclusive to African people. We came here and we saw some dark people. They must have been black. That's not how that works. The people here that we call indigenous are dark. You got to remember who's calling them what. Anybody darker than a European is dark to a European. And who's documenting this stuff? Europeans. Who's documenting this stuff is Europeans. To a European, an Italian or Sicilian is dark. So I want people to tell me, because my argument is, and I'm going way back before Columbus. I'm talking about dawn of man, human migration. Everybody's talking about the time of Columbus where there was already empires and ships and things of this nature. I'm talking about way before that. Before they was building civilizations and building pyramids and all this other shit. When people were migrating, following animals, looking for food, and they end up over here. Because at one point there was no plan. It was just people existing. Just people existing. So how would a sub-Saharan African make it over here before the Asians when the two land masses are geographically connected and the other is not? I'm sure that Africans could, by the same argument, travel from the continent through Asia, through thousands of years, and then make it over here. I'm sure that, could happen. I'm just saying it's not likely that those set of humans made it here before that set of humans. And if we're arguing by the definition I just had on the screen, the earliest known inhabitants, I would argue that those were not African people. So Jay Shabazz says, are you telling me the kill millions of Indians and at the same time they killed millions of Indians and at the same time brought in millions of Africans at the same time? It don't make sense. Was there slaves from Africa? Yes, but in the numbers they say. Are we forgetting the hundreds of years that they bred black people in America? Like they bred black people in America. This was centuries, bro. Hundreds of years. They bred people. And yeah, black people did mingle because some of the Native Americans owned slaves. Some of them owned slaves. Of course, the Indians were dealing with the slaves. But are we calling those people the same as these people? Because you can look at them and see they're not ethnically or even genetically the same people. So if we're making an argument who was here first, I'm not even making an argument that Columbus beat black people here. I'm not making that argument. By the time you talk about Columbus, you're talking about people with ships and they could sail the world and they could sail oceans. I'm talking about way before that. First known inhabitants. The first person or the first people to get to America or to get to the to North America did not come here on a boat. They did not come here on a boat. Y'all want to argue with me that the first known inhabitants of North America came here on a ship? I don't think so. So let me see. These were very educated, very worldly, very wealthy people. They knew the difference between Asian, Siberian, and Negroid, their world people. Yeah, they did. Are you let me see. Any dusky swarthy. Anybody dusky or swarthy, they were calling black because they were so pale by comparison. I agree. Okay. So yeah, and I understand how evolution works with certain people's skin tones and complexions changing and things of that nature. Again, everybody's talking about, I ain't gonna say everybody, most of you guys who are asking me these questions are talking about the world after ships are sailing. By the time Columbus gets over here, you got Queen of Spain and all that shit. I'm not even talking about that time period. I'm talking about way before that. If you think the first people came here during that time period, I disagree with you. By the time people are making documentation, there's people here already. How did those people get here over hundreds of years? Right? So let me see. Jason Bass, the Indigo Flow says to Jason Bass, over hundreds of years with how many different countries involved? England, France, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands. With all the colonies they established, I think it's quite feasible. Indigo also says breeding and trafficking. Adrian Hicks says they didn't breed them in those types of numbers for centuries. The bulk of breeding started after 1809 when importation of slaves was outlawed. So, okay, so 1809. So we talking about from what year to what year? The first slave ship got here when? The year escapes me. Was it 14? It wasn't 1490. No, I don't think it was 1492. Because on one hand, we talk about the Middle Passage like it was a lot of people. And now we're making this indigenous claim, and now it wasn't that many people. So 15, 16, 17, 18, you bringing all these people over here. Right? So the bulk of the breeding started after 1809 when the importation of slaves was outlawed. So how many people would you guys suggest were brought here on ships? And I'm talking about Middle Passage to North America, not necessarily to the Caribbean or anywhere else, to North America. What's going on, Nick? You said not that many. Okay. So what I would like to know is in the time periods that you're saying, we're saying, well, when we got here, there was black people. Okay, so how was it said that they got here? So one, they were black natives. Two, there were Africans brought here. Three, breeding occurred. So ADOS would be both native and African, i.e., a distinct ethnicity. That's the narrative I roll with. I wouldn't call them natives. I would say they migrated here. Native is a strong word. If you want to say indigenous because it pre-exists colonization, okay. It's not the same thing. Humanity is native to Africa. I wouldn't call them natives if they came from somewhere else. Same as these people that we call Native Americans came from somewhere else. I would argue that North America was something where people eventually migrated to, and I feel like they migrated here on foot. And I'm talking about in the early dawn, I'm talking about way back further than you guys are talking about. We're talking about thousands of years of human existence, how people end up here. Right? So by the time you get over here, you see people here. But they didn't come here on a ship. They migrated. So let me see. Indigenous. Okay. Was there a difference between copper and the red man? So you said blacks were in Asia before the modern white man. Fine. Who is opposed to that theory that I just said? And I agree with Maggie. The last thing all of those things are true. I think there were black people here. I think there were people brought here. Do I think all of us were here? No. Do I think all of us came here on slave ships? No. But now you're going to have every random nigga saying they're Indian now, or they're native or indigenous black person. So what percentages are you guys giving this argument? In all rationality, what would you say, like, in terms of black American population? I ain't talking about nobody from Jamaica or nothing like that. Black American population. What percentage would you say makes up people that would be defined as indigenous? Now, everybody's saying there were black Indians. Listen, let's get past that. Because, my thing is, I'm talking about how people got to the continent in the first place. Right? And if we're going to call somebody indigenous, are we going to say they were settlers? Are we going to, what are we going to say? Because when we say first known inhabitants, right? I don't think that the people we're describing as black qualify as that. So, Maggie says spontaneous humanoid presence happened in two places, Africa and Europe. Right. The Europeans were Neanderthals and died out mostly, so everyone came from somewhere else. Homo sapien is Africa. That's something we know. Okay, Homo erectus might have been Europe. And that's the argument that I'm also making is when you talk about species, because she said something important, spontaneous human presence, right? Spontaneous meaning these humans ain't those humans. These men ain't those men. These guys didn't derive for those guys. They sprouted and they sprouted. It's like the kangaroo thing. A kangaroo belongs to a species that doesn't exist nowhere else. Okay? So if black people were spontaneous to North America, they would not be anything like those spontaneous humanoids on the continent. They'd be two sets of people. Two different species of people. Are you guys making an argument that you're not Homo sapien? Because be careful what you say. So that's what I'm saying. Are you a different species of human? Because you can't have two different species occurring independently. Pardon me, you can't have two of the same species occurring independently. All I'm saying is, how many people does any one of you? Oh, I ain't sidestepping nothing. I'm you typing a lot of stuff, but I don't even know what you're talking about. How many of you people, pardon me, how many people, give me a percentage of the black population, black American population, do you want to lend to this indigenous idea? Y'all are saying everything but answering that, so you sidestepping that. Repeat what you said about the Olmec, so I don't have to scroll up. 5% of the black population. That's Leon's estimation. Anybody else? So he said, I ain't homo nothing. So Jesus Bad says, we don't know, but we can agree we were here. Well, you can only say we if you're part of that group. Adrian, we already agree. So I'm going to move past your statement. We already agree. I'm not making any argument against that we were here. I think my argument is pretty clear because everybody's responding to me, but Marcus, we were here. I didn't say we weren't here. You can play this video over, clip me like I clip everybody else. Didn't say we weren't here. I'm making two statements. I'm saying black people, as we know it, black people. I don't mean dark people, people darker than the Europeans. I mean black people or African people. Let me say it that way. I disagree with the notion that black people, African people were the first to touch North American soil, given the geography of the earth. I disagree with that. If that's what indigenous means, then the first known inhabitants ain't us. Do we predate colonization? I wouldn't argue against that. You guys are saying you got shit for me to look at, read. I'll be open to reading any of that stuff. I'm not about to argue that half or more of black Americans come from that lineage. And the only time you can say we is if you belong to that group. When you say we, you're assuming that you're part of the group that was here already. And I bet you most niggas saying that ain't done lineage, you ain't done your genealogy, you ain't done yet. You haven't done your DNA. Right? So let me read some of these comments. So, do I believe the Olmec were not Negroid? I would have to take a look at them. And what period of time is the Olmec? So Maggie says, per studies, 22% of black Americans are native, but that sample included more than ADOS people. Huh? I'm confused by that. 22% of black Americans are native, but the sample included more than ADOS. I'm confused by that statement. So Leon says, bro, I already know. It says my brown Indian family grew up in it. Understand this. If you got Indian in your family, that's not proof of you being an Indian. It may be proof that someone in your family was Indian or that you had Indian intermingling. But to say, oh, I got Indian DNA means I am Indian. I'm just saying. I have Indian in my family. And I'm not saying this to make no claim. I'm saying what was told to me. I was told that, I think it's my grandfather's mother, my great-grandmother on my father's side, was a Native American. Does that mean I'm an Indian? No. No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. That's not what that means. So Black Americans include other Black people who are not ADOS. Who are those people? So are not American descendants of slavery. So you mean Black Americans who are not from Africa, you're saying? I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. So Marcus, that's my whole point. When does the admixture define who you are? I agree. Yeah, admixture doesn't make you. So that look, I got Korean cousins. I'm not Korean. I got Haitian cousins. I'm not Haitian. I just think that niggas like to run with shit. I'm not saying there's no truth here. I'm saying niggas just, we Indians. None of us are from Africa, because I understand right now the position with Black Americans is like, fuck the Africans. I get it. But let's not be silly. Let's not go overboard. So Nick says the Olmec civilization located in ancient Mexico prospered in pre-classical formative Mesometrics from 1200 BCE to 400 BCE. How do they get here? A lot of guys, a lot of what I'm seeing in this conversation, I want y'all to think for a second, right? Think, just follow me for a second. Right? Civilizations do exist way before Columbus, whether they be northern part of North America, southern part of North America, even down in Mexico, what pre-exists Mexico, ancient Mexico, right? What I'm talking about is, how do humans get to North America? Before we establish these civilizations, because it's the time before the time you're mentioning. That's what I'm speaking of. I'm not talking about the documents and the civilizations and what was put on paper, none of that shit, and what people saw when they boarded a ship to come around to the new world. I'm saying that these people came from the continent at some point, thousands of years. Human existence is thousands, hundreds of thousands of years. And in hundreds of thousands of years, a lot of shit can go down. You have people mixing over in the places they're coming from and didn't get over here. You have people coming from the continent through Asia, thousands of years, establishing whatever civilizations are over there, make their way over to what's now known as North America. Right? So that's what I mean. Like, when you get over here, and then all these civilizations, these ancient civilizations are established. First, humans got to get here. There's no spontaneous human spawn in North America. That's why I agree with Maggie. Said spontaneous humans, humanoid presence, spontaneous, meaning native. That's what I'm talking about. Native, not migrated to, nomad, walk to, none of this other shit. I'm going back that far. I'm talking about spontaneous. And what I'm saying is, from what I'm looking at, when I look at the world, there is no spontaneous humans in North America. Life did not spawn from the Western Hemisphere. Does anybody challenge what I just said? Because I'm interested. that life did not spawn on the western hemisphere of the earth. Human life. Is that crazy to say? Is it safe to say that? I'm not debating that Amerigo Vespucci or Christopher Columbus made it to North America before black people. I would not die on that hill. But niggas will tell you, first ever. Nah, we'd know it. We'd know it. We would know it. I mean, that's, to me, that's like, you know, that's like God theory. Like, yeah, we don't know. Look, we would know it by now. What would be the mystery here that would not apply anywhere else? When were the pyramids? Again, you have to have people to get here, then to build pyramids. Y'all talking about civilizations. People built the pyramids. Right? And when you say the pyramids, you mean where? You mean in like the southern part of North America? Hall of Fame? So Maggie says Africans had boats 130,000 years ago. They had boats that reached other continents 50,000 years ago. The Siberian Native Americans crossed about 25,000 years ago. So both got here and were the first people. So you say they had boats. So you're saying that they took their boats, that I'm talking about the Africans. What is that distance? How the fuck do they know they're going somewhere? Right. Thank you, Indigo. Somebody had to get here first. There's only one first. There's only one first. Thank you for saying that. I'm not here to disprove anything against black people or Africans. I'm not here to prove Africans inept or unable. Y'all know me. I always want what's real. I don't like to do the narrative shit that make me feel good. Right? All I'm saying is there's only one. Indigo, there's only one first. I agree with that. What I'm saying is, I would think it would be incredibly easier for primitive human beings to walk across a strip into another piece of land at the time they did that before there were boats. So Maggie says they had boats 130,000 years ago. They had boats that reached other continents. So did they reach this continent? That's the question, because yeah, there's other continents, like Australia. You get to Australia before you get here. What's the distance? And what do you need to be on a boat and travel that distance in that period of time, in that time period? I'm not arguing for Christopher Columbus. So Maggie says they went to South America first. That's documented. They came into North America from the South. That's plausible. The Siberians came from the North. There was no such thing as country borders. That makes sense, given geography. It would not make sense that an African boat came straight here back then. What's going on, Warbanger? Now, are we also stating that humans were alive for Pangea? Because I've heard that. I've heard that said. So let's look up Pangea. Pangea was a supercontinent that fully formed about 300 to 335 million years ago. It stayed together for roughly 100 million years before it began to break apart around 175 to 180 million years ago. So the timeline of Pangea, so about millions of years, remained a single massive landmass. These are, Triassic, Jurassic periods. Breakup started to split apart roughly 180 million years ago, eventually forming the separate continents which we have today. So Leon says it does make sense that an African boat could and did come here. It's easier to sail from West Africa. You cannot get here from Europe. I'm going to run with Maggie's theory. So looking at a world map, I could see how it was easier to get from Africa to South America. You said you can't get from here to Europe. What's here? You talking about from the North America to Europe? It's a shorter distance from Africa to South America. And then on up. And then she's saying the Siberians on down. That makes sense. Say, keep in mind, though, that we have discovered that there are major currents that continuously flow between the West and the East. Technically, throwing a bottle into a current will bring it here. But who was first? Right? Saying the currents carry you from West Africa to South America. But who was first? We talking about North America. Because the argument is black people are indigenous. But we're also saying, which is a better claim, that we came here from Africa before somebody else did. Then there's another claim saying we were the first to do it. Again, these are different arguments. I just want whatever makes sense. It makes sense to me what Maggie said. It makes sense to me what Adrian just said. It don't really matter. I'll tell you what doesn't matter. The argument that I hear from some people sometimes is that we were lied to about the slave trade to somehow trick black people out of ownership of North America. Why would anybody have to trick you? The people who think that they were here first got their land took. They weren't lied to. They know it was taken. So why would anybody care about that in terms of whether they trying to trick you out of ownership of North America when they go taking shit? If I'm the bully, I ain't got to trick nothing. Motherfucker, give me. The end. Like that narrative, I'm gonna toss all the way out. At the end of the day, what people need to do is their DNA. Do your lineage and see who you are. Do your lineage and see who you are. Some of you may find out one thing and others may find out another. This idea that everybody black is from North America is the dumbest shit. I'm gonna stand on. Everybody is a reach. I am of the belief that some people derived from an African heritage that came across here on a boat. Others may be part of that group of people that migrated from South America, whatever. The thing is, if we can see genetic or ethnic markers in people's faces in 2026, why we can't see that shit now? Why? Where did these features go? Where did these features go? Everybody else still looks like the indigenous people that they're connected to. Before we get into buildings and structures, let's talk about this. Why do Native Americans still look the same? Why do Mexicans still look the same? You can look at everybody that we're talking about. You can look at people from South America. You can look at Mexicans. You can look at people from Asia. You can look at people from Alaska and the Native Americans. These people look the same. We do not look like these people. Even with all the mixing, we don't look like them. These people fucked with the white people. There was a lot of mixing. By the time you meet the Indian in your family, they look like an Indian. So, Adrian, where's the Africans that look like these people? Adrian says, I don't think we can get away from how genetically diverse Africa is when we talk about how people look. That's fine. I'm with you. We're the people from Africa that represent the Native Americans and the people who came across the strait and the Mexicans and all. We're the people. Where do those people get that look from? If we're talking about the diverse, features in Africans, where do we connect that to? No, Asians, TCW says Asians don't look the same. They practice selective inbreeding. Listen, I know the difference between a Japanese person and a Chinese person. So let me read Adrian's whole statement since he asked me to read his whole statement. He says, how genetically diverse Africa is when we talk about how people look. The Twa people in South Africa look decidedly Asian. I'd have to see them. But South Africa. So if South African people look decidedly Asian, how did those people in their distinctive features make up a distinct group in North America and South America? How did that skip over the Negro? Yeah, there's definitely a difference between Chinese and Japanese. It's something that If you're around, it's just like y'all know the difference between black people because you've been around black people most of your life. You around enough Asians, you're gonna start distinguishing motherfuckers. The Japanese do not look like Chinese people. They, you know. I'm just trying to understand how did, again, the Twa people in South Africa get their distinct look to these people and not these people? I don't expect people to have answers for these things. These are just things that I'm just throwing out there for people to think about. It's just devil's advocate. All it is devil's advocate. It's just devil's advocate. You know, I think this, you know, I wanted to say this for last because I think the conversation is interesting. You know, it's very few points that I'm standing on. Everything else I'm open to. I'm even open to checking out, you know, the stuff that Maggie mentioned, some of the stuff that Adrian mentioned. You know, it's different people that are saying stuff. All I'm saying is these people who make up a large population of the Americas, because when you're out here and you look at these people, and Shaga, you live over here, you're on the West Coast, we see these people all the time, and they have Asians. They have a different, like they look like Asians, but they vary in that look. Black people do not look like anything like that in the majority. You might bump into a bitch say, I got cheeky eyes. I got cheeky eyes. I got Chinese eyes. What's going on, Kev? I see you. But from a grand perspective, we don't look like them. We don't look like them. It's not even close or similar. The only thing people want to compare is somebody has some dark skin. When you look at people's faces, regardless of skin tone or complexion, there are things, facial features that you see. And I see this, it's 2026, and these things still exist. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We do not look like these people. When you talk about the people that are the indigenous people to this continent, we don't look like those people. Now, could it be possible that those people, like Maggie said, those people coming from the Siberian side and then black people coming from the other side, and those people represent that look, and then we represent the look that came from South America? It's possible. It's possible. But whatever the evolution theory is, that where people came from Africa and through Asia and adopted that look, whatever that process was of evolution, that shit came from that direction. Because these two groups of people do not resemble each other, unless you want to talk about skin tones. And some of the natives that we call natives, right? The Native Americans, the Indians, the tribes or whatever, they all have colored skin. They're not pale people. None of them. I'm on the West Coast. Shaka, you know Samoans. They're not pale people. We know these people from these islands. They're not pale people. They're not dark as Africans. We know what Africans look like. They darker than us. And the only reason we probably this light is because of admixture. But I think it's reasonable to say that these are two distinct groups of people that may have came from, like it was suggested, came onto the continent from different points. In my opinion, I think that was the best point made tonight. This is my opinion. Again, my opinion could be incorrect, but I just think that was the best point made tonight. So that's something I'm gonna walk away from this, and this is why I like to have these conversations. That's something I walk away from this discussion with. That Africans may have come up through South America. It's a theory that makes sense. I'm just trying to understand what he said, South Africa. The people look a certain way. And when I look at South Africa, that's very far from that's further from South America than West Africa. But she said they had boats. She said they had boats. It says South and Central America. Is there really such a thing as Central America? At any rate, how long we've been on here? We've been on here 2 hours. I want y'all to give me some of y'all final thoughts, man. I'm going to read some of these things. We about to get up out of here. We're going to do this again. Let's see here. Until a new set of male genes are injected, the chain will not be broken. Am I reading that right? And female genes don't have the same effect according to science. Let's see here. Let's see who's saying what. Shaga says people only like science when it benefits them. Wallbanger says, wasn't there a Twa tribe in Ireland and the St. Patrick's Day folklore was based around them? I don't know about that part, but we ain't talking about Ireland. Somebody said, you can't get here from Europe. The Europeans eventually got here. That's kind of crazy. The distinct look comes from selective mating, and this is what Leon says. With who? Nick says, oh, yeah, I keep forgetting that part. Okay, so Adrian says he should have said cohesion. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Adrian. I'm probably going to hit you after this. So there's a book that we need to check out and dissect that helps answer a lot of these questions. That's Sow a Seed. It's like saying, do Brahmins look like the rest of the Indian population? The answer is no. Selective mating, even with blood type and who survived disease or had special eye color, aka selective mating. And if you want to talk about India, India's in Asia too. Indians are dark than a motherfucker. So for black people who think y'all got the patent on like dark skin, you don't. Dark skin isn't enough to make an argument. When I get into these discussions with people, and I genuinely get in these discussions so I can hear something that makes sense. And they say, well, there was some dark people. That don't mean shit. Indians are not Africans. I'm sure at some point, as humanity was traveling, like I said earlier, they came up there and migrated through Asia and then over here. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Everybody's talking about a civilization. Everybody's talking about a ship, a boat, and things like this. I'm talking about people coming over here. How do we know and Maggie, this is a question for you. How do we know the timeline in which people migrated across the from Siberia? How do we know that? How do we know the year? Or how do we know how many years ago? Who wrote that? That's a good question. How do we know when people migrated across the Bering Strait? Where does that information come from? Genuine question. Right. Hey, Indigo. Okay. Maggie said the Akins were in Ireland and worked with the Druids. Look, that ain't my argument today. I've heard that before. That ain't the argument. We talking about North America. So, yeah, you're right about the Irish. So how do we know when the strait was frozen and when we start seeing signs of human habitation on this side? No, how do we when we start seeing signs? Like how do we pinpoint a year? Like how does that take place? Said Marcus, your lighting is on point. Cinematic sepia tone. When is my lighting not on point? Anyway. We can look into that. I'm thinking that when we reconvene on this, people will have some things that I can definitely read. Let's see here. All right. Let's see something here. So Maggie says they don't pinpoint a year. It's always an academic guesstimate. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Look, I appreciate you guys' compliments on the lighting. Goddamn professional. I'm a goddamn professional. You wouldn't believe it. Adrian knows, but you wouldn't believe the amount of equipment is in this room. Kicking shit over. You wouldn't believe the amount of equipment in this room. Surrounded by shit. Got a green screen over here. Got a light here. And shit here. You wouldn't believe the amount of equipment in this room. And camera here and TV here and TV here and TV down here, and it's just a lot of shit. Got two setups here. Anyway, you get me off the point. Said North America is a bad argument. How many Africans were brought to the 13 colonies? I didn't make a claim on how many. I didn't make I made no claim as such. I don't think that if I can't answer you, that's proof of something. I just want to let you know. If I can't answer that question, that's not proof of shit. Just so you understand. She said, I think you need more light on your face. You're in shadow too much. There, I said it. Slide here. Slide. Got to adjust your contrast, maybe. You got an OLED? Say, I need to light a cigar. Look, how about this? Look. Look, more light. Yeah? Eh? All right, it's more light. Like shit dramatic. It's just dramatic. Anyway, I'm just saying. That's just my, like we talking about guesstimates. Again, I wasn't there. I don't know. I wasn't there. I want to leave y'all with this. I don't know. I don't know. We have our theories, right? And I'm not talking about what's documented in civilizations and things of that nature. I'm talking about when humans migrated, you know, in the evolutionary stage. That's what I'm talking about. So the how and the what and the who and the percentages and things like that, all I can tell you is go get your lineage done if it's that important to you. If it's that important to you. I think if you found out that you were indigenous, your light bill and your gas bill will still be the same. Your rent ain't going to decrease and your car note will still be due on the day that it's due. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's not good to know. I'm not saying it's not good to know. It's always good to have knowledge. I'm from New York. I'm from Knowledge Yourself, New York City. Knowledge yourself. Knowledge yourself. For the black, right? For the black. Okay? Y'all gonna see Black Panther? Y'all gonna see Lil T'Challa? Lil T'Challa. Lil T'Challa. Little T'Challa. Lil T'Challa. That motherfucker ain't inherit his father's height. This supposed to be his son. And Bagu gonna whip his ass. This is what they give us. Little T'Challa. Little T'Challa. I think he gonna do a bang up job acting. How many of y'all going to see this shit? Hey, look, this is what I'm gonna say before I get up out of here, man. This is what I'm gonna say before I get up out of here. Okay. Look, you know, a lot of y'all on Facebook with me. I be seeing y'all posts. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Dr. T Hassan, right? I see y'all post. And y'all be posting, you know. Y'all be posting shit like Marvel. They're killing all the black superheroes, man. They don't want any black superheroes, man. They canceled Wonder Man. They took the shield from the Falcon America. Falcon America. It's not Captain America. He's Falcon America. So he had the shield for 5 minutes. Right? For 5 minutes there, he had the shield. Captain America says, nah, I'm back. I thought you was going. Nah, I changed my mind. I think I want to be Cap again. Right? T'Challa gets murdered 3 times in the span of one outing. People telling me, Marcus, he didn't really die in the Thanos snap. He was in a different realm. Listen, I saw that nigga turn to dust. That nigga was dead as far as I could see. Right? Wallbanger says no blade. No blade. No blade. Look, I ain't mad. Mashallah Ali got a free. He got a nice check. When you hold people like that, you gotta give him a check. You sign somebody on to be in a movie under development, you get a check. You got a check to do nothing. I'm not mad. You got a check. Then he kept it moving. Yeah, bullshit. I'm out of here. I ain't mad at it. I'm mad at them. Ain't mad at him. Okay? So all you guys are, oh my God, what they doing to the black superhero? But then y'all asses are gonna go sit in the theater and watch the movie anyway. And they jerk Jonathan Majors. Y'all gonna cry and then go to the theater anyway. That'll show them. They gonna see. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. You gonna go see the movie anyway. You gonna cry and moan and then go to the movies, pay your money to go to the movie. They shouldn't have gave Robert Downey Jr. no Dr. Doom. Oh, I'm so upset at that. Why you need Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark to be Dr. Doom? No, you got Cillian Murphy, Peaky Blinders. That's Dr. Doom. Oppenheimer, that's your Dr. Doom. Do you understand the fear that he would have brought to that role? Cillian Murphy as Dr. Doom? So if you watch it, you say, nobody else could have did this. Bullshit. Cillian Murphy could have did Dr. Doom. He got the death stare. I can't look at RDJ and I see Iron Man. I can't do it. I can't look at him and not see Tony Stark. They're going to have him masked up most of the movie. Mask him up. Like, hey, man, look, I'm Dr. Doom. I'm Dr. fucking Doom. I can't do his voice. It's as close as I can get. I'm fucking Dr. Doom. Hey, I'm Doom, man. It doesn't work. It just takes everything from it. They could have gave it to Cillian Murphy. Would have played an excellent Doom. Excellent Doom. It's a desperate move by Marvel because Downey is their biggest name attached to the franchise, and we got to bring him back. We give him something else. I'm done playing Iron Man. Okay, we'll give you something else. They bring Steve Rogers back to life and then bring back Iron Man as the villain. So you get rid of Jonathan Majors and then recast this guy. You might as well bring Steve, what was his name? Chris Evans back as the Flaming Torch, the Human Torch. Y'all are gonna pay and go see the shit anyway. They're gonna buy the ticket. You're gonna sit there with your hot dog and your nachos and your popcorn and shit, bitching through the whole movie about how you're not being represented. You're gonna sit there and watch shit anyway at the movies. I have a mind to catch the shit on Disney Plus. That's how I roll. I watch it. This is not I ain't paying. I won't pay. I'm gonna give you my money to give me some shit I don't want. You see how motherfuckers in the theater now. Ain't no niggas in the movie. They race swap somebody. They gender swap somebody. This shit is fire. Y'all niggas ain't never gonna get what you want like that. Never. Ever, nigga. Y'all the dudes at the sit-ins. We don't serve nigga pies. I'm gonna sit here till I get a nigga pie. Black business down the street, about to go bankrupt. Niggas in the white diner like, you gonna serve me a nigga pie. Here, racist white man, take my money. I shine shoes all day. I want to sit with the white man. I put mirrors in them shoes. Yeah, they gonna learn. We gonna shut them down. Anyway, man, we gonna figure this shit out. We gonna figure out who got to this motherfucker first and kick everybody else out. Anyway, yo, that's it. I'm out of here. Eloquently Betty. Go claim this bitch. Put our name on the lease. North America. It's our shit. Know what I'm saying? The United States of Black America. Peace.